Hey yo, football fans, it's another great year. Fantasy football fiends, grab your beer. Giving you the best draft tips for all your picks. Starts and sits to the waiver wire fix. From my drafts galore to stats that's hardcore. Triple F does it all, have y'all screaming more. So sit back, relax, let the experts prevail. JT Magnum, Siggy Guns never fail. What's up, fantasy football fans? My name is JT Magnum here along with Siggy Guns, and welcome back to Fantasy Football Fiends 2015 Fantasy Football Sleepers. Actually, we're going to do our top 20 sleepers in this one, and we're going to get right into it and get pretty much count down from 20 all the way to 1. So from my 20 through 16, I have Tyler Lockett, Eddie Royal, TJ Yeldon, Andre Williams, and Brian Quick. And I'm going to talk about TJ Yeldon. He's on the Jaguars. He's going to get a lot of touches. He's going to get, I think he's going to be, they pretty much don't have any other running backs other than Denard Robinson on that team, who did well for them last year for the most part, but he's still raw at that running back position, being a former quarterback out of Michigan. And TJ Yeldon just fits that nice big boy mold of a running back that they need, especially for goal line carries. And I really like him this year, definitely to be a nice sleeper. A lot of people are going to sleep on Yeldon, and basically, you can get him at a low round and maybe, boost your running back, because, I personally think he's going to get over 900 to 1,000 yards this year, and I think he's going to be the main touchdown machine for them this year, especially with just Denard Robinson on the team. I mean, I don't really like pretty much who they have at running back right now for that team, so we'll see what happens.
I can see it. All right, for my 23 to 16, I have Benjamin Watson, Eddie Royal, Eric Decker, Devontae Adams, and Charles Johnson. And I'll go ahead and talk about Benjamin Watson. That's that. We talked about Josh Hill in the last show, the breakouts. I think Benjamin Watson and Drew Brees have a lot of rapport with each other, and just how Hill would take some touchdown passes away from Graham, I think Watson's going to be that guy. I actually think that Watson's going to be the one that they'll bring in, even if he only plays 7 downs a game. It's going to be all around the goal line, and he might get 3 touchdowns just because of that. And I got a feeling that he's going to be the vulture touchdown guy for that team, and I think that's going to give him some good fantasy value.
He's definitely a speedster at tight end. He's fast. Do you remember he actually caught was it Champ Bailey? When Champ Bailey made an interception.
He's been around for so
yes,
long,
when he was
man.
on
That's
the
what's
Patriots.
crazy too.
He was on the Patriots when Champ Bailey intercepted Brady, almost took it to the house. Benjamin Watson caught him and caused him to fumble. And they said he didn't fumble out of bounds, but that was the play. Benjamin Watson caught him from behind. Mm-hmm. That's how fast Ben Watson is, man. That guy he's a fast dude. I mean, he's a little older now, but you don't lose that much speed. I mean, he's still a pretty fast tight end. Anyways, my 15 through 11 is Marvin Jones, Marquise Lee, Richard Rodgers, Robert Woods, and Dante Moncrief. Now, this is a guy in Dante Moncrief for the Colts. Everybody's, Andre Johnson and T.Y. Hilton are the main guys, and everybody likes Philip Dorsett, the rookie, but still Dante Moncrief was that guy last year that nobody knew about, played well while Reggie Wayne was hurt, and he hasn't gone anywhere. He's still a good receiver. He's 6'2", he's tall as heck, and when you basically, when you go into those 3-4 wide receiver sets, he moves to the outside with T.Y. Hilton going into the slot, and then Philip Dorsett probably being the other slot in a 4 wide receiver set. And Dante Moncrief can make some plays. So he's a guy that could probably get you a good 600-700 yards out of, in your wide receiver 3 spot. Put him in on when your players are in buys, and he can get you a 100-yard game here and there and a few touchdowns. So he's a really, really good candidate for a good sleeper position, especially this year. Especially if Andre Johnson goes down.
Hey, that's likely. All right, 15 through 11, right? Is that where we're at?
Yep.
Latavius Murray, Nick Foles. I have Marvin Jones also there, and Eric Ebron, and Stevie Johnson. I have as 11. And I'll go ahead and talk about Nick Foles. The Rams' passing game, believe it or not, was actually okay with nobodies. Nick Foles at least has somebody that comes from an offense, coming off the Chip Kelly offense, where he's used to being a gunslinger. I got a feeling that this guy actually would have a very good season. You talked about Brian Quick being a sleeper. You know, the Rams produced a lot of, you know, unique plays, and I think with somebody like Foles, I got a feeling that he would have a pretty good season. So I definitely think he's a sleeper, even more so than Sam Bradford. I know Bradford's going to be the one that's all, you know, getting all the hype because he's in the Chip Kelly offense, but I think Nick Foles is going to do pretty well out there in St. Louis.
Yeah, my going from 10 to 6, I got Charles Johnson, Amir Abdullah, Tevin Coleman, Dwayne Bowe, believe it or not, finally going to get a quarterback that throws him the ball, and Tyrod Taylor from the Bills. And
Dwayne Bowe.
I know. I'm going to talk about Charles Johnson from the Vikings. This is the guy that came on late last year. Got like 700 yards receiving, I believe, or something like that, or something close to it. Broke out, had a few 100-yard games, and he's another guy, big, tall, fast, good possession wide receiver as well. And when you have Mike Wallace on the other side with blazing speed, along with Cordero Patterson with blazing speed, it's hard to cover guys like this who can pretty much roam underneath and also beat you deep, and or also break tackles and break it to the house. So he's one of those type of receivers that's like that, you know, that fits that offense. It's going to help Teddy Bridgewater, and I think he's primed to finally break out this year, especially as a sleeper. I mean, I don't know if any, you know, a lot of people are going to, you know, be going quickly Mike Wallace because that's the name, but I think Charles Johnson is going to be the guy that actually leads the team in catches and yards this year.
I had him as a sleeper also. I agree with you 100%. Actually, I think the Vikings are going to surprise everybody this year. All right, 10 through 6, I have Chris Ivory, Joseph Randle, Marlon Brown, Nelson Aguilar, and I have Kyle Rudolph. I'll go ahead and talk about since I already talked about Chris Ivory on the breakout season, I'll go ahead and talk about Marlon Brown. This is a forgotten guy because he was hurt all last year. He was the receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, if anybody remembered him. He actually had a very good season the prior year, and he was poised to break out last year before he got hurt. So I got a feeling that this would be the year, especially with just, you know, the names out there now, Steve Smith, Sr., and pretty much nobody else. I got a feeling that he's going to be tearing it up. I think if Flacco wants to rebound, he needs to find this guy, and it's going to be somebody that can command around the red zone. I think he's going to have a good year. Definitely worth a shot if you're low or very thin on receivers.
Yeah, especially with that team. I mean, they have a rookie in Brashad Perriman and then Steve Smith, and then that's it. That's it. And they have tight ends. They have a couple good tight ends. But and one of them was just coming off of a big injury in Pitta. So 5 through 1 for me. I have Josh Hill, who I talked about in the last one, the breakouts. I also have Stevie Johnson at number 4, Nelson Aguilar at number 3. We talked about him too in the last one. Owen Daniels number 2, and 1 Devin Funchess. I'll talk about Funchess, big, tall, wide receiver, huge playmaker, pretty much in any red zone threat for Cam Newton, and he's going to be the guy he was expected to be a good opposite Kelvin Benjamin, but now he has to become Kelvin Benjamin and make a lot of plays. They actually said that Funchess, before he hurt his hamstring in training camp, looked better than Kelvin Benjamin. When I read reports from the Carolina websites, and also from reading some of the media reports on him, you know, during training camp, they said that Funchess actually looked the part of more of an NFL wide receiver than Benjamin did. And you saw what Benjamin did last year. He was a nice rookie, getting 1,000 yards and a lot of touchdowns, and he was huge in the red zone. And if Funchess can even produce near what Benjamin did last year, it'll be a good season for him, and I think he will. I think if he gets that hamstring underway and out of the way from being injured, I think Cam Newton will give him the ball, especially in the red zone. He's too tall. He's going to be jumping right over people. He's basically like a tight end playing wide receiver.
Oh yeah, they'll do the over the tops for sure.
Definitely. Who's your 5 through 1?
My 5 through 1 is Teddy Bridgewater, Josh Brown, Sam Bradford, Melvin Gordon, and Doug Martin. Yes, that Doug Martin that everybody forgot about. Now, this is somebody that when I've done a couple of drafts already, he's been my very last pick. That's how scarred everybody feels, or that's how burned everybody felt last year. That's just how, I guess, high they regard Sims instead. Is it Charles Sims, the running back? I got a feeling, though, and especially since he's been doing good in preseason, that Doug Martin's going to be back. I mean, he was hurt. A lot of people forget that he was hurt last year. He wasn't playing very well. Let's face it, the quarterback situation was a mess. I know Winston is nothing to get excited about, but I think as long as they have those weapons, Jackson and Mike Evans, they're going to respect the passing game no matter what. And I think all they need is Doug Martin, even if he was half as good as the rookie or that campaign where he was good. I think he's going to have a pretty good season overall. Sleeper value for sure. I think this is somebody that can get 1,000 yards still, 6-7 touchdowns, even also a possibility.
Definitely. I like Doug Martin. I think he's been forgotten as well, and I personally don't trust him. but a lot of people, I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on him where some people have called him a bust. Some people have said, that he can be a breakout because of his injury last year. So we'll see with him. But yeah, from what I hear, everybody's high on Charles Sims. I believe it's Charles Sims.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I agree. He's been a forgotten man. So if you have a chance and you're low on you don't have that many running backs and you see him available late, grab him. Take a chance on him. I mean, you can always, pick up a guy later on because people are always going to forget. There's always going to be still studs out there, and people get hurt. So we'll see what happens. But thanks for watching. We'll follow up the next one with the top busts. We're going to do our top 10 busts for fantasy football season. There's going to be a lot of surprises on there for you folks. A lot of people are going to be upset with us. But leave your comments in the comment section. Let us know who you think your top 20 sleepers are, or just your top sleepers are for the year. And like I said, follow us on Twitter at JT_Magnum816 and at SiggyV. And make sure you check out MagnumSportsNetwork.com. It is up and running, and we will have lots of posts on there and lots of sports content for you to just feast your eyes upon. All right. Don't forget to share us, share our articles. Don't forget to put us all over your social media sites. We love that stuff. And say hello to us on Twitter. All right. So for JT Magnum and Siggy Guns, Fantasy Football Fiends, we out. Peace.